In this video we're going to take a look at how to write AC/DC style chord progressions. One of the things with AC/DC songs is the kind of, because of Angus Young's amazing guitar playing and guitar solos, tend to imagine that all AC/DC songs are complicated to play. When you actually look at the structure and the rhythm, really not as difficult, and it's the genius part of the songs is most of them are written with open chords that you learn as a beginner but used to great effect to create really good rhythms and really distinctive riffs, and nobody's ever bettered the rock riff played by AC/DC. A few years ago I was teaching two twin brothers actually, and they were mad on AC/DC, and we looked at lots and lots of AC/DC songs, and what they noticed was that they were nearly all written with the same chords, to the point where I could put an AC/DC record on and get them to work it out by ear. So we're going to look at how to go about if you want to write something in that style, and I look at a lot of the riffs to see what's actually going on, what type of chords they're using, and what's actually going on. If you look at something like what we just played at the beginning there, starting off with an A, and it's the dynamics in the way that it's played, the space in the riff, and there's a stop there. A D/F sharp, watch out for them with AC/DC songs, to G5, back to A, and it's just changing from one chord to the next over and over again. Pause. And that stands out as one of the greatest riffs written of all time. So distinct. Yeah, there's not that much to it really. If you take another classic riff, E, pretty basic standard chord. Again, stop. D, A, and then you got your little E, D and A are hardly rewriting the chord progression rule book. So you've got E, A and D. Again, add it into there. If we took something like again A, bit of a riff played off that, G to D. So again you've got a change in G5 to D. Another one we've got, which is almost the same, hell ain't such a bad place to be, got that same kind of chord progression. Problem Child. So D5 to A5, stop, D to G5. So it's the pause and the space that makes the world of difference. So again, these aren't really difficult riffs to do, but very, very effective. If we look at something like Dirty Deeds, again E, G5, it could be played like that, but we're going to do it like that. Back to E, A to E, D to E. So at the beginning, see the space in there, then when it rocks it up, Another excellent example is Shook Me All Night Long. So we've got a G, C added 9, or C. So you're going back C, G, C, G, to D. G, D, G, D. So the chords that we've got so far are E, A, D, D slash F sharp, G5. There's not a lot of chords there, all pretty simple. If we look at something like another part of Back in Black, so you've got A5, E5, B5, to A5. So you've got that B5 in it. That comes in a lot of AC/DC songs as well, that B5. So you've got G, D. So again we've got that changing one chord after the other without which is very typical of what he's seen in a lot of the songs, and I haven't seen other bands do that as much as the way you do with AC/DC. But what it creates is, because you're using open chords, you get an awful lot of power and open strings, which you don't necessarily get with just your ordinary power chords, and rhythmically it works so well. So obviously using power chords, so not every single AC/DC song is just simple open chords. There's obviously not more involved, but a lot of them rely on that. So if you're a beginner, because a lot of these lessons are aimed at people learning to play the guitar, not experts in how to play AC/DC, so play around with them chords and use the same type of ideas. So if you were going from a D5, a G to a D slash F sharp, B. So that's off the top of my head, and it does sound very AC/DC-ish or esque. I don't know, you could have that's all off the top of my head, but you see where I'm going with this. So have a try, and as always, I hope that helps you be able to play AC/DC style riffs, and as always, thank you for watching.